Thank God it's Friday, the 7th of November 2014. Good evening, my name is Wavinya Wanyasa. We begin by taking a look at some of the stories making headlines. A broad look at the transition in the matatu industry. Celebrating art in Kenya. And in sports, it's a do-or-die affair for Gor Mahia to retain the KPL title tomorrow. Welcome. Now, the move by President Uhuru Kenyatta to lift a ban on matatus with the graffiti art display will without any doubt bring out the youth from their shells and straight into the graffiti art business. Now, the question is, will this move be a roller coaster in the industry? Winnie Otieno gives us more insight.
Vehicle customization is not only a tourist attraction, but also an employment opportunities for many youths in the country. These are the reactions we get after the president gave a go-ahead on artwork and graffiti yesterday.
President Uhuru Kenyatta, during the launch of cashless matatu fares, called for relaxation of rules banning graffiti and artwork on public service vehicles.
Na ndipo tunasema tunataka hata hawa vijana muwasaidie hawa wanachora. Hiyo ni biashara pia ya vijana wetu. Na muangalie njia tu itolewe tu pahali ambapo inaweza cause maybe lack of visibility nzuri na nini, whether it can pose risk.
Do you remember how graffiti on Buruburu matatus, Githurai, Isli and other routes used to be in early 2000? Well, they might be back soon.
Ina attract, inaleta tourism, watu wanakuja wanaangalia vile magari ziko, Madrid vile zimekuwa supu, Nairobi County pia inakuwa supu na ina attract ma customer wengi.
So much work goes into designing matatus and so many young people have been employed as a result of these.
Mimi naishi Buruburu, alafu naenda hizi matiri sana. Sasa kutoka kitambo Buru tunapendaga hizi matiri sana juu azin kutoka kitambo tu ni graphic tunazoangalianga.
The art is a means of restoring sanity in the matatu sector, but people should not lose their jobs.
Idinga ni route 23 inabebanga utana Buru. Na nafurahia juu ni manyanga, sijui hiyo graffiti iliekwa. By the way, inanga job gumu. Anaona tu iendelee tu hivyo. Lakini ningeomba madere kwa sahi kwanza tunaenda msimu wa Disemba wakuwe waangalifu kwa barabara.
The matatu owners were warned against obscene graffiti and encouraged to maintain good road practices in the country. Reporting for WTV News, I am Winnie Otieno.
And this story brings us to the feedback question of the evening, and we ask, will the changes in the matatu industry reduce its insanity and chaotic nature? Will the changes in the matatu industry reduce its insanity and chaotic nature? Do SMS us your thoughts on 20058, and as usual, we get to sample some of them and post them on our Facebook page, WTV Kenya. Well, and still keeping it with the matatu industry, the reversed ban on 14-seater matatus accessing the CBD by President Uhuru Kenyatta is seen as an added advantage to bus owners who feared lack of business if the ban were to go through. Warima Mbogwa tells us more.
Following the reversed ban by President Uhuru Kenyatta to have 14-seater matatus not access the city center, matatu and bus owners will have more opportunities to make business. The ban had been introduced during the former President Mwai Kibaki's regime. Eden Ismail, an owner of the Western Shuttle, says he is impressed by the move by the president to have the ban lifted.
It is an advantage to us because we are in this business. We don't know any other business that we can do. And the gap that was left by the Probox and the ban, we are going to fill this gap.
According to Aiden, passengers prefer the 14-seater vehicles for long-distance travel as they are considered more comfortable.
We use 10 people instead of the 14 that is normally, we do the long distances. So to us, we call them shuttles. And it's easier because they feel faster. They are a bit more confident the 33-seater buses. It is more expensive to get the 33-seater buses, and it's easier to get to us it's 10-seaters.
The 33-seater, is it? The buses, they're not very much comfortable compared to this one, the 14-seater, because with the 14-seater you have space.
During the launch of the cashless system, the president said the ban would discourage investment into the multi-billion transport sector that accounts for a growing share of the economy. Uhuru, during the National Delegates Conference of Matatu Owners in Nairobi, reiterated that after wide research and consultations between his government and stakeholders, it was clear that a blanket ban on 14-seater matatus, especially long-distance transport, may not be appropriate at this time. The cashless system will also be an added advantage, according to bus owners.
Like for us, we don't have conductors in the vehicles. We just need just one point of transaction, because we have an office here, another office in Nakuru, another office in Kisumu, and another one in Kakamega. So we will only need like 4 or 5 gadgets.
It's a perfect idea because at times you don't have cash handy, and you have maybe you had at one point or the other you had put some money in your card.
The move is designed and expected to improve the transport sector. Reporting for WTV News, I'm Weri Mumbogwa.
Now, art is a daily representation of our daily lives and even culture. The Kenya Art Fair event is an avenue that showcases Kenyan art both locally and internationally. We take a look at that with Agnes Minor.
Welcome to the Kenya's premier art fair event right here at Sarit Center, where the focus is on contemporary visual art, where we have different artists from different countries showcasing their works of art. Kenya is extremely unique and is represented through its people, traditions, customs, and the society.
I try to communicate through what I paint, about the situation, like the social life of people in the slum and around Nairobi, because I'm not only living in the slum. I have to go to Nairobi, and also I have to go to my countryside.
The art and culture of Kenya gives the nation a distinct identity in the world, where the themes in Kenyan art represent the daily life and culture of the people of Africa, which is greatly reflected through their handicrafts, sculptures and paintings.
It's right up there with art that's produced in any country, so Kenyans should really be very proud.
Reporting for WTV, I'm Agnes Minor.
And in other stories, Western organizations like the USAID have been put on the spot and a notice by the government for what it terms as a plot to instigate regime change. Consequently, East African countries led by Kenya and Uganda have proposed laws aimed at imposing legal and funding constraints on civil society organizations. Zawadi Mudibo gives us more.
More than 50 governments in Asia, Africa, Latin America, the Middle East and Eastern Europe have either proposed or passed legislation in the past 2 years to impede the flow of funds across borders, in what appears to be an attempt by authorities in the two countries to tame the invisible hand of Western influence. Kenya and Uganda have proposed laws to clip the wings of civil society organizations. In Kenya, a member of parliament from the ruling Jubilee coalition is seeking to reintroduce controversial amendments to the Public Benefits Organization Act to impose a 15% cap on the amount of resources non-governmental organizations can mobilize externally, albeit a similar attempt to amend the act failing to get parliamentary approval last year. In Uganda, the cabinet early this year approved an amendment to the Non-Governmental Organizations or NGOs registration bill that could bar NGOs from engaging in political advocacy and give government authority to monitor all the activities. A senior government official in Kampala is quoted to have said the new act would also provide a way for government to shield Uganda from undocumented inflow and outflow of funds from NGOs that could potentially be used for, and I quote, fanning instability. Zawadi Mdibo reporting for WTV News.
Well, just to remind you of our feedback question for the evening, we ask, will the changes in the matatu industry reduce its insanity and chaotic nature? Will the changes in the matatu industry reduce its insanity and chaotic nature? Do let us know by sending us an SMS to 20058. We'll get to sample some of them and post them on our Facebook page, WTV Kenya. And finally, in the world of sports, it will be a two-horse race for the title when Gor Mahia face Uhuru FC in Kisumu and Sofapaka face the fierce Tusker FC. The two giant sides have just a gap separating them, whereas Gor is on top with 57 points, while Sofapaka has 56 points. Gor has the upper hand, but if they fail to beat Kisumu and Sofapaka wins their match against Tusker, they get to lose the title. During recent seasons, Gor Mahia has had tough and cruel lags that has plagued them during the final day matches, so they will be hoping to break the jinx and win the title. The last time the two sides met, it ended in a barren draw, which will put Gor a notch lower if they repeat the same. Coach Frank Natal is confident that his team will emerge victors despite the many controversies that the team has undergone during the season. Well, and that just about does it for us right here on WTV. Thank you very much for making time to be with us. Have yourselves a blessed weekend. My name is Wavinya Wanyasa.